Hey first graders, I hope you're doing well. It's number corner time and I can't wait to get started with you. First, I actually know what day it is today. It is the 6th day of May, so I won't be making that mistake today. So first, let's start with identifying the date. So we know that it is still May and it's still the year of 2020. But look, I flipped over our card for today and I see a 6 on there, which tells us that it's the 6th day of May. So I need you to first get out your pencil and paper with me, and we're going to practice writing the date. So today is May 6, 2020. We don't need to abbreviate May, that means write it in a shorter way because it's already only 3 letters long. So today is May, and make sure you're doing this with me, May 6th, 2020. My 6 looks a little like a B. That's okay. All right, so then yesterday we found out that May is the 5th month of the year, because remember it's January, February, March, April, May. So it's the 5th month. So to write it the short way, and do this with me, it's 5, then we do that slash sign, 5/6 because it's the 6th day of May, and then we do 20 at the end because it's 2020. So 5/6/20. That's a short way to write it, and you'll probably write that a lot on papers in school and such. All right, so now we get to see where our frog Tad is going today. Here he is. Now if we look on our calendar over here, we see that yesterday he landed on the 56. You see that small number right there? So he's on the 56. But today he's been given new directions. He has been told to hop up 3 times. So let's do that together. He's on the 56. When he hops up, he goes to the 46. Can you see that? He goes to the 46. He has to go up again. What's he going to land on? The 36. I hope you got it. All right, he's hopped up twice, but he was told to hop up 3 times. What's he going to land on now when he hops up one more time? The 26. All right, so now he's landed on the 26. We've hopped up 3 times with him. That's all he had to do today. So now you need to get out your orange crayon, and on page 63 in your number corner notebook, you're going to be coloring in number 26 with orange. So I'm going to be working on that right now. You should be doing the same thing with me. Remember, we're making a hidden picture that Tad is helping us discover. Can't wait to see what it is. All right, so make sure you have your 26 all colored in. That's where Tad ended today. And now our next part is really going to help us work on this target down here, which is I can add 10 and I can take away 10 from any number. We're going to be filling out our calendar grid observations today, and the way that Tad hops all around our chart really helps us learn about adding 10 and taking 10 away. Okay? Before we move on to that though, let's focus on this target. I can recognize, describe, and extend patterns. Let's look at what we have here so far. Let's just look at the colors. What do you see? I see orange, purple, purple, yellow, yellow, orange. What do you think is going to be here tomorrow? I think that since we started with an orange, and today we see another orange, I think our pattern is starting over. If that's true, what do you think we'll see tomorrow? I can't wait to see if you're correct. All right, let's move on to our calendar grid observations. So I filled out the first few days of May for you guys, since a lot of it was the weekend and when we had days off of school. So we're going to focus on filling out our chart for today, which is May 6th. You see right here it says 5-6. That's the same as how we wrote our date. The 5 means May, the 6 means it's the 6th day of May. Now here in this column it says start. That means whatever number that Tad is starting on at the beginning of our day. The next column is moves. So is he hopping up, down, to the side? How is he hopping? Then we're going to write an equation that shows how Tad was hopping. Lastly, we're going to write the number that Tad ended on, which today is the number that we colored in. Okay, let's get started with where Tad started. If we look at our number card, it tells us where he started. Do you guys see what that number is? What is it? Where did he start? I hope you said 56. He started on the 56. Now, let's look at our number card that tells us how he moved. Yeah, he moved up 3 hops. So on our moves chart, we're going to write 3 arrows that point up. All right, here's a really fun part. We get to write an equation that represents how Tad moved. Okay, if we look back to our number chart, we have Tad who started on the 56 and he hopped 3 hops up. Now I want you to ask yourself, when he hops up, are the numbers getting bigger or smaller? They are getting smaller. When Tad hops up the chart, the numbers get smaller. Every time he takes 1 hop up, how much smaller is the number getting? Think about our target. I can add 10 and I can take away 10 from any number. The number is getting smaller by 10. Okay, so when he hops up, he's actually doing minus 10. So let's look, he's on 56. And he did 56 minus 10 is 46. Let's write that down over here so that we can remember. He did 56 minus 10 equals 46. But he didn't stop there. Then he did 46, oops. Then he did 46 minus another 10 equals what? 36. So let's add that over here. He was on 46 and then he did minus 10 again and he landed on 36. Okay, now we've recorded 2 of his hops, but today he took 3. So then he was on the 36 and then what did he do again? He hopped up again. And that is minus what? 36 minus 10 equals 26. So 36 minus 10 equals 26. And that's where he landed today. So now, if we go back here to our calendar grid observations, we see that we only have 1 spot to write an equation in. Well, we just wrote 3 equations. He went all the way from 56. Oops, you can't really see that. He went from 56 all the way to 26. So instead of saying 56 minus 10 equals 46 and then doing 46 minus 10 and then 36 minus 10, what if we combined his 3 hops together? That means when he hops up, he's taking away 10. So we have to count by 10s for those 3 hops. So let's count by 10s for the 3 hops. 10, 20, 30. So he took away 30 when he was hopping today. So he actually did 56 minus 30 equals what? Where did he land? On the 26. So 56 minus 30 equals 26. Let's see if we got it right. Oh, we did. 56 minus 30 equals 26. Now lastly, where did he end? I'll give you a clue. Look at the number that you colored in today on your hundreds chart. That's where he ended. Did you say 26? That is where he ended. Good job, friends. All right, next on our schedule today is counting the days in school. Now this was a little bit tricky for me, I'm going to be honest, because our school schedule has been so wacky the last couple months. So I believe that this is where we left off on Friday with how many is this together? 100. And then each column, remember, is 10. So let's count 100, 110, 120, 130. Now we count by ones. 131, 132, 133, 134. That was on Thursday. Sorry, not Thursday, yesterday. And now we're going to add one more day in school. So yesterday was 134. I believe that today is 135. So practice with me writing 135. So we have a 1 in the hundreds place. That means there's 100. That's here. One group of 100. And then look, we have 3 groups of 10s. So we're going to write a 3. And then how many ones do we have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's look really closely at that number. The 1 means one group of 100. The 3 means 3 more groups of 10. And the 5 means 5 extra ones. So we're at 135 days together. And now we're going to end our time together with our quarter a day data collection. So first, I want you guys to look up at this chart. What do you see in the middle here? $1. Okay, now this $1 is sitting on this square that's divided into a bunch of other squares, and there's actually 100 tiny squares behind it. Why do you think there's 100 tiny squares behind that $1? It's because $1 is worth 100 cents. Isn't that so cool? So let's see. $1 equals 100 cents. Now here's our quarter. This is a quarter sitting on a smaller square, and behind that quarter there's 25 little squares. Why do you think there's 25? Well, how much is a quarter worth? Quarter's worth 25 cents. So I'm going to put that on here because we're collecting a quarter a day. And remember, 1 quarter is 1/4 or 1/4 of a dollar, because 1 quarter equals 25 cents. And we have $1, which equals 100 cents. Now we're going to add a quarter to our chart down here. At the top it says a quarter a day. Here we have a section that says dollars, so we're going to put dollars in here. Once we add up to dollars, here's where we put our cents. So we put quarter in the cents pocket because it's 25 cents. And then we're going to add up our total, I believe at the end of the month. Okay, so how many quarters are we going to need to collect before we get $1? Look up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quarters equals $1. So as soon as we get 4 quarters in our cents pocket, then we're going to turn them into the bank and get $1 to put in our dollar pocket. We're going to have lots of fun doing May Number Corner together. I wish we could all be together in school. I miss you guys, but I hope you're still having fun at home and enjoying our online learning, and I will see you tomorrow.